We look a bit at the economics here in London, Ontario. Right now, the median rent downtown is looking at about just over 1,700. From last year, that is a 27% year-over-year change, up $360. This data was taken from about 169 apartments for rent in the area. If we look down below here, there's a chart with the vacancy. So London is at about 1.6%. This was taken in October 2022. So this may have fluctuated a little bit since then, but for the most part, such a very low vacancy rate. If we look over up top at the population, from 2016 to 2021, London's population has grown over 40,000, and within the last couple of years, we're estimating another 20,000 or so. So as we can tell, London is a booming city with a booming population.
You're on mute.
Here we can see the future growth in downtown London. Dundas runs from Wellington Street to the Thames River, and transforming Dundas Street into a seamless, flexible street and linear public space. Unifying surface treatment will extend from building face to building face along the section of Dundas Street, enabling the space in between to easily transition functions at different times of year. And here we can see the laneway connections of the downtown core. The existing mostly service-focused laneways in the downtown area are looking to be preserved, and opportunities to add the laneway network will be actively looked for and integrated into future developments to create small-scale restaurant and retail spaces. So you can see right here in the picture, nice outdoor pedestrian friendly areas, which we all love, summertime. Next, we can see Queen's Station. Now this project creates a new transit hub focused at the intersection of Queens Avenue and Richmond Street, right around the corner from 111 Dundas, as determined through the downtown transportation assessment. And within the existing right-of-way, the transit hub would be developed to be a primary city transit transfer point.
We think that this would be a huge development for the downtown London area, making it much easier for pedestrians to come to and from, and making it a much more vibrant and local environment in downtown London. So we think this will be extremely well for the traffic coming to and from through our restaurant and our building, making it much more attractive to potential tenants.
Is this me?
Yeah.
So the market district here, as you can see, this project connects the Golden Jubilee Square, which is where Budweiser Gardens is, and to Rotary Square, Covent Garden Market, with a vibrant design of both public spaces as well as connecting Talbot and King Streets to create a complete transition among them. Talbot Street will be closed to traffic to create a large continuous area.
So as we see here on the front of the building, the current branding belongs to the Inquiry, which was a tattoo studio that was previously operating there. Our plans are to convert it into one of the 3 locations of Caro Restaurant, which is owned by one of the partners on this deal, Mark. He also owns a few other restaurants, such as Victoria, My Father Was Famous, which is an English pub. So thankfully, the team is equipped with the knowledge and experience to make this a success. Currently, Caro has 2 other locations, one in Hamilton and one in Ottawa. And as we take a look on the next slide, inside the restaurant,
I think they're both in Hamilton, aren't they? The Caro, they're on Ottawa Street, and yeah, they're both in Hamilton.
Oh, are they both in Hamilton? Because I just saw one that says Ottawa and then James.
Yeah.
So, oh, you're on mute, Paul.
Yeah, it's Ottawa Street, but they're both in Hamilton.
Perfect. Okay, so they're both in Hamilton. So as we take a look inside of the restaurants, we'll see that it's a calm, vibrant, and airy space that will no doubt make an amazing addition to London's diverse quilt of businesses that operate in the city. They offer fresh salads, pastas, sandwiches, and dozens of other delicious options sure to satisfy any palate. What makes this an amazing location for Caro is the fact that London has been slowly developing these pedestrian-friendly streets that we were talking about with Michael, as to facilitate and promote downtown London exploration, so that everyone gets a chance to see the new local businesses that open up without fear of a car passing by just a little too close. So in the summer, it's no surprise that Dundas is booming in terms of foot traffic, as well as we see restaurants opening up their patios right on Dundas Street. So Caro being situated there will no doubt receive a warm welcome by locals.
Yeah, so here we can see the major sectors and employers in London. London's agri-food sector is known for attracting historic investments, which has established the region as an ideal hub for agri-food production, employing more than 7,000 people across 90 plus companies. And London has strengths in information, communication technology, digital media, e-commerce, and financial technology, with 350 plus companies, which employ over 9,000 people in this sector, who are developing products that influence many other industries. Continued on here, we can see there's a large group of many sectors employers with more than 34,300 employees and 500 companies. The advanced manufacturing sector in London represents approximately 12% of all employment in the region. Defense and composite material-based products are driven growth in the sector, as well as the automotive, transportation, aerospace, and building products industries. Companies within this sector benefit from London's ideal location along the Highway 401, which carries 1.5 billion in trade daily and provides access to 150 million consumers within a one-day drive. London's 100 plus companies and hospitals and their 25,000 plus employees embrace strengths in biotech, pharma, and medical devices. With a complete range of scientific, clinical testing, and data management services available, London has the leadership, facilities, talent, and capabilities to support startups, scale-ups, and mature companies.
So now I was just going to review some of the unit mix here. So we have one commercial unit on the bottom, as we currently said. It is vacant right now. It is to be the Caro restaurant. We have 9 residential units above, 8 of them are 1 beds, and there's also a bachelor. There's also a loft that's been unaccounted for. So we plan to connect that with one of our units and make it a 2-bedroom. So we have a lot of plans moving forward with that. So if we take a look here, our current rents are looking at about $8,105 a month. Once we bring everything up to market rents, convert the loft into a 2-bedroom and get the restaurant going, we'll have an income of about $19,050 a month. Now, for the next 5 years, the rent for the restaurant will be having a 6% annual increase. If you take a look at the expenses here, right now we're looking at about $41,768 a year. Once we have all of our renovations complete, we're looking at about $48,000 a year. So that's about a $6,000 difference in between. And if you have a look here at the very top, is basically just the commercial area. And down below, this is basically going to be where the seating area is going to be for the restaurant.
Do you want me to go on camera?
So the amenities and significant locations nearby. So I'm going to go over just a few that's around 111 Dundas. So the amenities nearby cater to virtually everyone's preferences. If you enjoy sports, then you will love Budweiser Gardens, which is where you'll be able to catch a London Knights game or watch the London Lightning basketball team play. If you're a foodie and you want to try different cultural foods or even try the very best version of your favorite foods, then Covent Garden Market is going to be the place to be. If you find yourself that you enjoy music, Budweiser Gardens London Music Hall and the Covent Garden Market are all going to be the best places to be at during the summer. Covent Garden Market usually hosts a lot of summer festivals, live music during the summer, and there's always like different festivals happening. And I know Beer Fest happens every June, and it's really great to be at. I've definitely indulged quite a few times there, but as we see the slide in this building, you'll see the Ontario Court of Justice. And right next to that, it's not photographed here, they have the Service Ontario building. So you're basically surrounded by government services and don't have to wait on the phone for hours to ask any questions. This property is situated perfectly that you can just walk in on any given day and get help for whatever it is. 111 Dundas is also within close proximity to Fanshawe College's downtown campus, where they host students who are studying culinary arts, as well as computer science and 3D animation programs. And for the working professionals, we also have the One London Place, where most of the professional service companies are located. So EY, Deloitte, as well as many wealth divisions from BMO and other top banks in Canada. We also have the TD Towers within a 5-minute walk, and RBC Convention Center, where they host the London Bridal Expo every year. You are definitely immersed and surrounded by different events, festivals. It's always bustling in London, honestly, in the summertime. Directly in front of the One London Place, we also have the Canada Life building, which employs thousands of Londoners. So whether someone is looking to study or work in downtown London, this building is perfectly located to make morning commutes short and sweet. This property is also close by Victoria Park, where a lot of festivals are held, like Sunfest, Ribfest, and during the winter time, they convert a section of the park into a skating rink. So no matter what season it is, you will have an abundance of activities to look forward to.
Paul, did you want to talk a bit about the restaurant here in some pictures?
Sure. So this is the back room here that you see the two gray pictures, the one on the left and the one on the top right, and also the far top right. So that's there's like a kitchenette there. That will be where the kitchen will be. That wall will be in the bottom picture. You see that there's a wall back there. That wall will actually be expanded to make a larger kitchen. The rest will be for seating area, and also the outside patio will also extend the restaurant. There'll be 4 washrooms put down in the lower part in the basement to accommodate. So this will be fully renovated. We'll put the walk-in freezer down here for the restaurant. We'll put 4 individual washrooms down there, and to be able to accommodate the seating capacity. The buildings actually run off of a steam system, which we are quite surprised. So the heating cost for last year was $4,700 for all 10 units. So that's just that's under $450 a unit for the entire year, which is like $30 or something a month. It's an excellent heating system, very inexpensive, eco-friendly, lots of great opportunities, and to keep the cost down, which will attract even better tenants. So here we have, as you could see, the exposed brick wall. So the lovely thing about this building is it's a 3 brick layer, so 3-layer brick, very thick walls, very open concept. All the brick is nicely exposed. There's usually in every single unit, 1 wall is exposed with the brick, which is very nice. Here we have the 9 meters for all hydros, so all are separate hydro. Each unit is on a separate hydrometer. And this is the unit. So the average rent that's being rented on these is $900, and the market rent is over $1,700. So there's quite a lift. There's about an $800 average lift on each one. As you could see, the exposed brick wall is always in all the units, which is very nice. For the amount of work that is needed in each of these units, flooring would be nice. Replace the kitchen cabinets, and then probably just remove and reinstall, because all the washrooms have the clawfoot cast iron tubs, which is beautiful in them. So There is, like they said, there's 8 one-bedroom apartments, 1 bachelor apartment, and then there's 1 loft. So the loft has a separate entrance and a full washroom, which we'll attach to one of the 1 bedrooms and make it a 3-bedroom. So that will actually even produce over 2,300 a month.
All right, now we'll switch over to some of the financials. Okay, so we purchased this property for 1.45 million. And as we mentioned before, this is a 10-unit property. So there's a commercial unit on the bottom and then 9 residential units up top. It is zoned mixed use. And as we mentioned previously, it is all separately metered. So here are the pro forma property financials. So this is once we get the restaurant up and running and the loft renovated. So we're looking at a total income of $139,000 a year and annual expenses just hovering below $42,000 a year. If we take a look at the leases here, they are all month to month except for 2, which is just about a year, the other one a year and 15 days. As far as our knowledge, we know that 4 of the tenants are still relatively new within the next, just came within the last few months. So those are going to be our first targets for getting in there and renovating.
They'll be the easiest to move because depending on the situation when we review all the tenants, why they're there, what are they doing? Are they on a job placement? Are they have a 6-month contract, a 2-year contract, and stuff like that? We'll definitely look into that. And the age group is a perfect age group, age in between 20 to 35, which at that age, we're always moving in, moving out, lots of different changes, jobs, stuff like that. So it's a good tenancy overall.
For sure. Great point, Paul. So if we look at our current financials right now, we're sitting at a 6.42 cap. With our total investment, we're putting down 25%, so it's a 75% loan to value. With our down payment, land transfer tax, inspection, appraisal, financing costs, and construction, our total investment is looking at about $1 million. So if we look at our current breakdown, we're looking at about pro forma breakdown with $139,000 a year. We're looking at a cash flow of $33,318 a year. We look at our after repair value once all the units are renovated, restaurant is going, and we've renovated the loft. We're looking at a cap rate of 5.75%, and we're looking at a refinance of 70% loan to value. So we're looking at a value of 3.25 million. So we are pretty excited about that. There's a pretty hefty lift.
Yeah, and can I just put in also the cap rate actually decreased. So that the cap rate is high is because of the first year. When we're doing the restaurant and everything, we're going to actually have a very high cap rate, and the lender will loan us, will be based on 5.7 after for our refi in the first year. So that will so once we do the completion, have all the units bird and raised and turned over with the restaurant in, the lender will loan us at a 5.7 cap. That is the cap rate for that area.
Very nice. So once we see the after repair value, we're going to have an income of $242,400 a year. Expenses are looking at $48,000 a year, which will, after debt service, will leave us with a cash flow of $61,834 a year.
And that's when all the units are turned over, right?
Correct.
To today's market rents. So
Right.
next year there'll be a bit more after, and so on and so forth. So
right, they'll be elevated throughout our term.
Yeah.
And then we have a few more pictures here of the outside, the street view at night, interior of the seating area, Budweiser Gardens just around the corner from us.
So the Service Canada building that was shown there, that's directly across, diagonally across the intersection. And then the Budweiser building is one spot next to us. And then it was the Markets Garden.
I think it's Covent Garden. Yeah, Covent Garden's right behind us, right?
Yeah, right behind the building.
which is a great market. It's been around since what, late 1800s. Lots of artisan vendors, and it's a beautiful spot. Lots going on.
That's where all the locals, small businesses are and stuff like that. So it's
Mhm.
it's an opportunity and very social and everything. So it's very good there. And some of us have eaten there. You missed it, Michael.
I heard.
But there's
All right, Danusha, do you have any questions?
Oh, we've got a couple other guests in here too. I noticed Abdul
Thanks
and
so much, President.
Nasi.
Oh, I didn't even notice.
Yeah, so Abdul and Manasi, I don't know what time you guys joined, but we did record this. So you're you know, we'll send that out again if there's anything you guys missed. But you know, again, I mean, we're glad to have all you guys here to go through this with, and like we're gonna have the recording. But if anybody has any questions, feel free to drop them in the chat or just put your hand up.
Yeah, can you please review exactly what you're looking